King's Cross Foodbank has been running now for just over a year. We started in April 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. And since then, we've made 1,500 deliveries containing 3,000 parcels that have been packed here, right at St Saviour's Church. And we've also had, in total, about 85 volunteers with over £35,000 worth of donations or grants over the course of the year. And whilst those figures do point towards something that's more daunting, which is the amount of people living in food poverty over the past year, what it also points towards is just the amazing generosity that we've seen from people in the community, whether that's with their time and energy, their petrol, their cars, their bikes, but also their money. And we just want to take this time to thank every single person that's been involved with the food bank, whether that's through donations or whether that's been volunteering your time.
It was probably quite a selfish act at first, wanting to get out of the house, and then obviously I wanted to help out in the community and do something. Obviously the pandemic came, and just being able to talk to someone just for a couple of minutes and realising that the impact that had on their week. And it was something that I enjoyed too. Just being able to knock on the door and go, "Ah, yeah," and they, "All right." Even sometimes it's just a nod and a, "I hope you had a good," not hardly anything, but just, "I'll see you next week," sort of thing. And yeah, it's been sound.
At the end of this month, we will be no longer operating a food bank for the King's Cross area. Now that's for a number of reasons. We've seen demand, whilst it's still relatively high, decrease compared to last year. There's also a number of food banks already operating in that area. But more importantly, we feel like God's calling us into reallocating our time and our resources to really look at the root causes of what brings people to a food bank. So really that's changing the question from, do you need another food parcel, to what needs to change for you not to need a food parcel anymore. So we are now starting advocacy at KXC, which is going to be based in King's House. And what this really is going to focus on is empowering individuals within the community. It's letting them know that their voice matters, hearing about their problems and walking alongside them to solve those things that are keeping people trapped in poverty. Now at King's House, we believe that this is going to be a central part of what we do. We want to be able to demonstrate God's heart for justice within our community. So, once more, a big thank you for everyone that's been involved over the last year with King's Cross Foodbank. In the next few months, we'll be planning about what advocacy looks like at King's House. So do stay tuned. Do stay tuned.
Yeah.